Next is shoulder mobility. There are 3 different tests to check for shoulder mobility. The first one is actually going to be shoulder flexion and extension. And what that assesses is the degree of the shoulder flexion and extension. I'll show you the first test, which is shoulder flexion. I will be lying supine on the ground with my legs bent, and I'll be engaging my abs and lifting my arms straight over my head, keeping them close to my head. So first I will be doing the shoulder flexion test. Knees bent, straight down, and I'm going to lift my arms up above head, and without moving or arching my back, put my arms above my head. Any compensations to look for would be if I had an arched lumbar spine when I was moving, my arms above my head. If I would have arched my back, that would have indicated that I had some tightness in my latissimus dorsi. The next one is going to be the shoulder extension. I'll be lying prone with my legs extended, and I have a pillow for my forehead to lay on. And I'm going to slowly raise both arms at the sides into extension as well. This way, this way. And I want to make sure that I'm looking for compensations as well. A compensation of this test would be to, I would be looking for an extension in the thoracic spine, which may be indicating tightness in the abdominals. And that may prevent normal extension of the thoracic spine and the rib cage. So, I'm going to put my head down, legs straight, head down like this, arms like this. I'm going to extend my arms back and back down. And if I had any compensations, like I said, it would be for the extension of the thoracic spine. So if I would have had extension in my thoracic spine there. Next is going to be the internal-external rotation of the humerus at the shoulder. So the objective of this test is to assess internal and external rotation of the humerus at the shoulder joint, right here. So the first one is going to be the external rotation to evaluate medial rotators. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay supine with my knees bent, and I am going to have my arms start at a 90-degree angle, and then I'm going to have my arms go up so they're perpendicular to the ground, and the first test is going to be the external lateral rotation, like I said. So I will engage my abdominals to avoid arching in the lower back and avoid flexing my spine forward. The upper arms must be aligned with the shoulders. So I'm going to lay down. Arms are at 90 degrees, and perpendicular. And I'm just going to go back, and then back up. And that is just the external shoulder rotation. Next is going to be the internal medial shoulder rotation, where I'll be laying supine just like I was a second ago with my arms 90 degrees and perpendicular. And this one is just going to be the medial shoulder rotation, so instead of going back like I was, I'll be going forward this time. So I'll be just checking my mobility in that direction. Go. Legs bent, 90 degrees, and then perpendicular. Now I'm just going to go this way. Make sure that I'm not bending anything, that I'm not extending or moving my spine or my abs. Straight down to check for my shoulder mobility that way. And I want to make sure that the degree of movement is equal on both arms. the last shoulder mobility test is going to be the Apley's scratch test, and that assesses simultaneous movements of the shoulder girdle, primarily the subscapulothoracic and the glenohumeral joints. So I'm going to be doing a few different ones. There's 3, I believe, or 2 for sure. So the shoulder flexion and external rotation and the scapular abduction is I'm going to be, while kneeling, technically, but either sitting or standing. And the client want to raise one arm straight overhead, bending the elbow and rotating the arm outward, while reaching behind the head with the palm facing inward to touch the medial border of the contralateral scapula, or to reach down the spine. So just like this. I want to avoid any arching in my lower back or rotation of my torso, like moving like this to try and get it closer. And then I want to do it with the other arm as well. So left arm, straight back. And I don't want to be arching my back or moving my torso to get my arm there. And the next one is going to be shoulder extension, internal rotation, and scapular adduction. So I'm going to be standing here again, and I'm going to reach one arm behind my back, bending my elbow and rotating my arm inward with my palm facing out. And I'm going to do this with both arms, but I'm going to stand here so you can kind of see. So I'm going to be my hand here, right here. I'm going to put it behind me. I'm going to try and touch the spine with my palm out, just like this. I should avoid any excessive arching in my lower back, like this again. Don't want to be doing that. Don't want to be moving my torso. Same with the other arm. Arm back, straight up this way. And that is the Apley's scratch test for shoulder mobility.